I wanted to talk about some Netflix series. We watched The Witcher and also a horror series called Marianne.
I've
Um,
never heard of that.
no, it's like a French film or series that was translated into English.
Hmm.
But first, The Witcher, I thought was really good. Yeah, you
Yeah,
should watch it if you haven't yet.
I
Um,
think I watched like the first episode, but I don't really remember it that well.
yeah, well, it's based off the books, but they draw a lot of influence from the games as well, and
That's pretty dope.
that's how I got introduced to it was from The Witcher 3, and I love that game. It was so much fun, and I see like the connections between the game and the show because uh, like the way that like it's, the people in the world of The Witcher are like super racist towards Geralt. Like they do not like Geralt, who is the main character played by Henry Cavill,
Hmm.
who does an awesome job. But they like don't like him at all because he's different. Like he's a Witcher, which the show is named after, and that means he was transformed essentially. Had all these like gene mutations done to him as a child, and only like 3 in 10 kids survive.
Oh, wow.
Um, yeah, so he's got all these like hyper senses and uh, gone through all this training and stuff to be a Witcher. But yeah, I think it's really good. Henry Cavill plays Geralt really well. Like his voice is
Yeah.
very iconic, and he gets it. Uh, One of the things that I really like is that in the games, uh, you have to make like these hard choices. Like you can either choose to like kill everybody and become like the monster that the townsfolk think that you are, or
Hmm.
you can make a more heartfelt, thoughtful choice and prove that you're because he was human originally, but he's not anymore because of his transformations. So you see his humanity a lot, um,
That's
and
pretty interesting.
yeah, it's very good.
Is it like when you play through, if you choose like one path, like if you choose just like to go rampage and just go slaughter everybody, does it like change the game at all? Like
Yeah.
Fable? Like you
Uh,
remember playing Fable?
yes, I do, and yes, it does. Your choices in the game impact the final outcome of the game.
Hmm.
And yeah, in the show, you see Geralt's like thought process and him making hard choices, which is a very good thing.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's good. It's a little bit confusing. The show is a little bit confusing because there's multiple timelines and then they switch when the scenes switch, but you can't always tell right away. So
Mm.
it can be a little bit confusing at times, but I think it's overall it's a good thing because like it kind of adds to uh, a little bit of mystery, a little bit because you see things from the past and you're like, oh, well, how does that affect what's going on currently? And then it's all tied together and connected very well, but you just don't know what's connecting what immediately.
That's pretty
So,
cool.
yeah.
That it kind of keeps you guessing too.
Mm-hmm.
It's like I feel like I don't like a lot of things now just because some of it's just so goddamn cliche. And you're just
Mm-hmm.
like, swear I could have seen this elsewhere with a different name.
Yeah. Yeah. There wasn't too many like big plot twists or anything. Um, it's pretty gory. Good story. Good characters.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely worth a watch.
Was Roach in that game? It's like
Yeah. Oh
Roach.
yeah. Yep. Yeah. His
Oh
horse.
yeah. Yeah.
Geralt names every one of his horses Roach because he just doesn't want to remember multiple names, so he just names them all Roach. And they just whenever they die or get lost or whatever, just gets another one, names it Roach. It's hilarious.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Oh yeah, one thing that I really liked was his sense of humor. Geralt's sense of humor. It's very dry and like sarcastic, and I really like that.
I don't think I played the game well enough to picked up on that.
No, it's good. Yeah, I they capture that aspect of it really well.
Shit. Um.
And then that Marianne, we finished that last night.
Yeah. What
As
was like? What? So you said it was French, but like, what was the story about itself?
it's like this girl is a writer, and whatever things that she writes like come true, and she writes like horror stories.
Mm.
So she'll write something, and then somebody will die. How she wrote in the book. Um, and as the season, I think there's only one season. Yeah. I don't know if there's gonna be another one, but this show kind of ends on a cliffhanger.
Mm.
But she writes and people die, and all along she's like giving this witch like power, I guess, because when the writer was a kid, she uh, was like contacted and like cursed by this witch. Um,
Interesting.
and so she had all these horrible nightmares about the witch, and then she started writing her nightmares and so on and so forth. People die because she's writing about them,
Yeah.
and then she does something bad, or her friend's sister dies, and then she has to leave when she's 15, and then she comes back 15 years later after writing all these books and getting super rich and famous, and then all sorts of like weird stuff happens. It was like creepy, um, but the episodes were really weird because
Like.
each one, like in each episode, there would be like a funny part, like a really like kind of heartfelt uh, character development between her and her childhood friends. There would be like a creepy part, and then just like a terrifying part. Every episode was like that. So it's kind of samey, but the whole time you're like trying to figure out what's going on. So the kind of mystery of it pulls you through, but it was okay.
I don't know. I feel like that would be kind of annoying after a while. If this show has the same setup like
Mm-hmm.
over and over and over and over again like that.
Yeah, I mean it's not super obvious, but I mean
Oh,
I noticed
I'm
it
thinking.
after watching it and kind of thinking about it.
Hmm.
So
Uh, did they ever come out with a second season of Hill House?
no, but that is by far the best like horror show on Netflix.
I would agree with you. Like that was awesome.
Yeah, or on anything really. I think
Mm.
the ending of that show is one of the most beautiful endings to a, a show that I've ever seen.
That I was very impressed with that show
Yeah,
in general.
yeah, yeah. That's that. If any for whoever has not seen that, The Haunting of Hill House, you gotta watch it. That
Oh yeah, that.
that's like a must watch. Like Breath of the Wild is a must play, which I still haven't beaten
Oh
for the Nintendo Switch.
oh my God.
That's a must watch for Netflix.